Everybody has a passion, but not everyone has an obsession. That obsession is what makes the difference. I'm Nathan. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Klas, also a 19-year-old software engineer. I've been in tech since I was 16, so you could say I have 3 years of experience.
Wow.
Klas is 11 months old now. What exactly is Klas today? You know, we are basically the Shopify for education. So we're a platform that allows anyone to set up an academy and teach online. Our academies can host live classes, sell ebooks, and offer courses all in one place. I'm too lazy to be sitting down sometimes.
I think what you wrote on your LinkedIn was that you're an 18-year-old, or rather, you left school at 18 to build a platform. Is that not scary? How were you able to manage your relationship with your mom? Because, you know, as an African parent, or someone that has an African parent, if I tell my mom that I want to drop out or I don't want to forward my education at the age of 18.
And it was more complicated because my mom is a professor. I'm the kind of person to jump at anything head first. Yeah, so I mean, it was two things, you know. The first was that I thought it was a really good idea. You know, I thought this was you could almost say my Zuckerberg moment. You know, that I wasn't going to let this opportunity waste because I would regret it for the rest of my life. And the second is I was just really confident that if I build it, it will work. You know, so yeah, it was basically that. I actually turned down, just for more context on that. I had a scholarship to study software engineering in Carleton University in Ottawa.
Wow.
But I turned it down before writing a single line of code for Klas because I just really believed in the idea. You know, like the problem we're solving is so big and so important that the only way we could have failed is if we, you know.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was worth putting in everything. I'm very lucky. This is why I'm very, very lucky. I probably have one of the most understanding moms I've seen out there. You know, my mom is kind of, so we come from is a single mom type of situation. You know, so right from a very young age, me and my sister, we were always made to be independent, basically. You know, we all look out for each other. We all take care of each other. And my mom, the end goal for us, for me and my sister, was to be successful. You know, it doesn't matter if we go through the educational route, which is basically the normal route, or we go through an unconventional but still legal route. You know, she didn't really care about all that. You know, it was just about making her children successful. You know, so when she saw how obsessed I was, I think it was really just seeing how obsessed I was. She knew that even though she forced me to school, like my mind wouldn't be there. And I'll end up just wasting the money she's spending, you know. So that was kind of like a big thing that helped in convincing her. The second really was, you know, we were not that rich. You know, I mean, we are both in Nigeria. Like professors, they are, you know, their
payments,
would I say their reputation is basically the title. You know,
the salary.
The
salary that comes with it doesn't match the title.
Exactly, it doesn't match the title. They are heavily underpaid. You know, so we were not that rich, and I looked at everything. You know, I knew that if I was to enter, my sister will be entering school, university really soon too. That would be a very serious dilemma. One of us would have to drop out. It would be one or the other, and there was no way in hell I would have let my sister drop out. You know, so it was a lose-lose situation basically. If I was to go to school, you know, like it just didn't make sense.
Do you ever think you would go back to either school or the 9-to-5 kind of job?
9 to 5, never. School is interesting because I actually wanted to be I wanted to be a physics professor at the time. You know, well, I plan to retire at 30.
Wow.
So I have roughly 10 to 11 years to go. So who knows, you know, I mean, if I retire at 30, I will give my shot at my dream school, MIT.
Oh wow!
And yeah,
nice school actually.
Yeah, I think that was the only school. If I actually had the scholarship, I'll probably not be here today. Like I would have still gone. Yeah, but as of right now, I don't see myself going back. But things may change in the next 10 years.
So for someone like me, I like to process my thoughts. I have to plan, ensure that okay, it's going this way, this way, before I actually go ahead and jump into it. But sometimes, just as you mentioned, sometimes you can just go for it.
Yeah.
When you believe in it, right?
To actually put in more context there.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like I woke up one morning and by the evening I made a decision. No, it took several months before I came to that decision. So I had the idea when I was 15 actually.
Wow.
So this is way back. That was the same time I lost my eye. So, the accident actually started. Well, it actually happened a few years ago. I think it should be 4 now. Wow. That was on my 15th birthday. So there's a tradition, not in all boarding schools, but in most, where on your birthday they basically beat you and pour water on you and all that. Well, in my school, it was cranked up to the extreme, and they beat you brutally. Belts, shoes, all that. I won't say the name; it may even destroy the business. But yeah, it was really bad. And at that time, I was kind of the opposite of what I am today. I was the most popular guy in school. I was very extroverted. So I had a lot of friends that wanted revenge. So when the birthday came about, of course, I got a merciless beating 5 minutes to the end of the birthday. So I was using a bucket to kind of shield my face. This bucket was slanted at, let's say, a 60-degree angle. And the base of the bucket was facing all the students. One of my closest friends back then, he threw this sandal called the Caterpillar. It's this really heavy sandals that is, if it should hit you, it feels like a stone is hitting you basically. And it hit the base of the bucket. A sharp piece went straight into my head and shattered my eye. I remember one Saturday morning, I sat my mom down. We had like a 3-hour talk. I just showed her everything. I just told her that, like, see, we need to do this. And that was it.
Okay, so now let's talk about Klas. What problem are you trying to solve?
I noticed a worrying trend in 2020. Today, millions of people are joining the workforce. But there's an issue. These same millions of people now are looking to upskill themselves to kickstart their career. But there aren't enough legacy academies to train all these people. Sure, we have the likes of Old School and Utiva, which have trained tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people across Africa. But to really move the needle, we need tens of thousands of Old Schools, hundreds of thousands of Utiva. For example, in Africa alone, 250 million people will be joining the workforce in the next 10 years. More than half of that will be joining future industries, or would you say emerging industries like tech, Web3, and the rest. Who is going to train all these people that want to join the workforce? So what Klas is doing today now is we are empowering experts, people like you, people like me that have the knowledge to share, with the tools and support needed to set up their own academy and teach online. Our academies are able to host live classes, sell ebooks, and offer online courses all in one place. So for traction now, today we actually power over 2,000 academies in 48 countries with 147,000 students globally.
So yeah, what do you do for fun?
Well, coding, but outside that, I love watching horror movies. I swim a lot. I love to sleep. Not much, I also love watching gaming videos on YouTube. I actually want to buy some gaming sets, even start my own Twitch channel.
What advice would you give for young professionals out there? People that are looking to build something of their own?
I would say don't overthink it. A lot of times we think about all the negatives, and that time, time is money. As they say, time is money. And no idea you have is unique. Like, never think you have a unique idea. Trust me, I have this philosophy, you can say, that at every moment you have an idea, 15, 20, probably even 100 other people across the world have that same idea at that same time. And it's a race to who can execute it. When you have that kind of mindset, you see yourself kind of doing things a lot faster. So have that kind of mindset that you're at a race against time with a lot of other people. Don't procrastinate. Don't spend months thinking or planning and all that kind of stuff. The faster, the better. Now, I'm not saying build it crappy and just build any stuff.
Yeah, sure.
But don't waste too much time. Yeah. I did a lot of networking. I met some of the very first people I met in tech. Turned out ended up being investors. People like Tola, from the CEO of Split, and Ben, the CEO of Flux. They are both investors and friends today. So use that entire year to just basically learn the right things. And by 2021, when it was now time to go back to school, I was so confident in myself, in what I've learned that 1 year. You could almost say a bit arrogant, to be honest, but I was so confident that I just knew it to work. Like, I knew that if I just give in my all, and when I mean my all, I mean I was obsessed. Like, this was beyond passion. Wow. This was a full-blown obsession.
It's so nice to have you here. Thank you so much, Nathan, for coming on to this place to share your story. I personally was inspired. I learned a lot of things, and one thing that just kept ringing and ringing was that, sometimes you just have to just do it. Of course, don't build something crappy, just as Nathan had said, but go for it. And that's it. Thank you, everyone, and we hope that you enjoyed this.